Hey folks, and welcome back. Well, we're back with another Mythic banner trailer, and as far as I'm aware, from what I was at least told from what it looked like, because I wanted to make sure that I knew specifically if this is going to be a Mythic banner or a Fade channel, because a lot of people were basically crying out for a Fade channel now, and it's like, you're not going to get it until at least the second at the latest. So come on, just hold your horses already. But I wanted to make sure that it was a Mythic banner, and I was told that apparently Yuna has a bow. And thinking about it preemptively, I don't even know who that could be. But at least it's not a non-co, so I mean, here you go. All right. But hey, if you like what you see here and you haven't subscribed already, make sure to subscribe, okay? And leave a like on the video if you want to watch more videos like this and, you know, actual good content later on from me. Maybe, if that'll ever happen. Let's get into the video. All right, I'm making sure to not look at the trailer name yet, just so I could at least get away from that. So that probably looked janky, but it's fine. All right, who exactly is this? You know, I had a feeling it actually would be. I had a really good feeling it would be someone from Jugdral. I don't know why, it was in my head.
Once I was called a crusader.
Yeah, I really had a good feeling that this would be somebody from Jugdral, because I knew it wasn't going to be like anything like, well, I don't know. I was thinking Bridget, but I knew that wouldn't happen. But I didn't think Crusader, but it makes sense. It's about time that they do a Crusader, though, I shall say. Like, it's been how long since they've had Mythics, and people have been clamoring for a Mythic Crusader? So I'm just like, okay, sure. All right, Eric, Yoon, Milla, Selif, Shamir, Dimitri, Reagan, Theros, Louise, oh yeah, Pent, and Sigurd. Oh, great. You know, it makes sense. There's at least two genealogy characters here. No, three, actually. What am I saying? Alrighty. Well, that's surely a surprise. Like I was saying, it really does surprise me, and it probably surprised a lot of other people that they haven't done a Crusader yet until now. But I definitely didn't imagine it would at least, because everybody always thought it would be something like Baldur, for example, but not what was her name again? It was like Ullr. Yeah, and that is the Crusader of basically, well, Young V or whatever it is. I don't remember. I guess it is Ullr blood, actually. Yes. So okay, but she is a blue bow user, infantry. So I mean, is that already competition with how many legendaries and mythics are blue bow? I mean, it's really just Lucina and Crom, right? But it's still competition nonetheless, I'd imagine. Okay. So you've got the Holy Ufel. Makes sense. Alright, so it has slaying effective against flying foes, duh. If you initiates combat or a foe's HP is equal or above 75% HP at start of combat, grants attack and speed plus 16 during combat, and neutralizes penalties to units' attack and speed. And effects that inflict special cooldown charge minus X on unit during combat. I mean, that just makes sense. There's nothing really weird here, honestly. Like, whatsoever. It's just, you know, a thing. It just gives you slaying, flyer, effectiveness. Just make sure that your attack and speed are basically, you know, tippy top as they should be. And you're also getting a special cooldown charge. Basically just neutralizing that. So if you go up against somebody like, oh, I don't know, Fallen Edelgard, you won't have to deal with anything like the guard from, or just that sort of stuff. Guard, special fighter, etc. Anything that really just tries to slow down your special cooldown charge ain't cutting it here. And especially because of the fact that you've also got Time's Pulse and Deadeye. So, I mean, there you go. I do find it weird, though, because it's going to be, you're not going to have it pre-charged, which is probably why that's there, then. Because Deadeye is 3, goes down to 2 from slaying. Time Pulse makes it 1. You get what I mean. You have to attack somebody once to be able to get it off, which kind of sucks. But at the same time, I don't think people are really going to care too much, only because of the fact that it's Deadeye. And I mean, Deadeye is literally like the best archer special in the game. Just straight up. Like, there's no other competition. Just because it goes like and just disables dodge and anything along those lines. And it's not like it's bad either. I mean, the prerequisite is like, well, the Astra Glimmer line. No, it is a Glimmer. Yeah. Okay. Life and Death 4. Who was the last unit that had this? Wasn't it Selena, I believe? I still need to get myself a copy of that, or at least some Life and Death 4. I have some units I need it for. And then the personal B skill, okay. Jungvi Ascendant. Or Jungvi, whichever one I pronounce it as. Oh well. Neutralizes effects that prevents the unit's follow-up attacks during combat. And if the unit initiates combat, unit can make a follow-up attack before foe can counterattack. Alright. So it has the player or the unit specific part of no follow-up. But then it also allows you to get both of your attacks in before a foe can counterattack, which, I mean, you have to look at other units. You've got another Holy Blood user in Lewin who has this. You've also got Fallen Merida, who's also from Jugdral, and then Legyarn, who isn't from Jugdral at all, but, you know, OCs. Why not? Sure. This is, there's nothing really too crazy here, I feel. Just because I feel like everything that Ullr here is trying to do is just, you know, it's straightforward. It's nothing that's really dishonest at all. She just has, or is ideally trying to have a lot of attack and speed. She's going to make sure that her attack and speed remains untouched. And she's going to make sure that she's going to, no matter what, get off her Deadeye. So I see where this lines up now. You get your first attack, do however much damage, and then basically Deadeye is going to just, you know, zap right through it because they go through before the counterattack. Okay, I like that. This is basically, for an example, it's going to deal with stuff like Brave Edelgard, for example, especially. Because she has, like, her one damage by however much, but then the second one is, like, 80%, I believe. Something along those lines. So being able to basically rip right through that basically means that she's probably going to kill, unless the weapon triangle disadvantage proves to be too much. Which, in some cases, it might be, but in some it might not. Because, I mean, it's doubling her damage and then getting rid of the damage reduction. And based on the fact that she has high attack, it will, at least what it's trying to go for, then it should be fine, maybe? At least that's what I would imagine. So, I'm not too sure. But, I mean, basically what she already has is kind of what she wants to go for. Maybe you want to go for maybe something that isn't going to take away from her defenses either. I think it really just depends on what you want out of her A skill. Because you can probably run something like attack speed ideal, for example. Just have like a bonus up or something along those lines, or just be at full health and you'll be fine. You should basically kill everything that you attack unless it's your really bad in matchups. You should be able to kill both of them in like both of your hits. So you should be able to stay at full health then. So then you could honestly probably just perma run attack speed ideal and be fine. And I mean, it's on this banner too. You can just pull yourself another Louise and be like, okay, bye-bye, have fun with Ullr. At least that's for an example. And then there's however many other A skills you could run. I mean, if you're not killing, you can probably run an impact if you don't want to get, you know, somebody who has like a guaranteed follow-up attack to just completely destroy you. It's like, okay, sure. There's that for an example. But Life and Death honestly isn't too bad, at least on its own. It's just, it might suck a little just if you want to try to maintain some of her defensive stats as well. But I mean, at this point, it kind of doesn't really matter just because of what her what she's trying to do with her offenses. Oh, so I don't even think I checked. Okay, so she's actually a light mythic granting speed, and then the that one stat, or the one I can't think of what it's called. It's the bonus slot. Yeah, I'm trying to remember who else was the mythic with speed. I don't quite remember. At least in terms of her as a unit, she's going to be obviously good as a combat unit, but just based on the fact, I mean, you look at Freya before, she was a very offensive unit, didn't really provide much else for like a team player just supporting wise because mythic. There's nothing here that allows Ullr to support her teammates, except for killing a unit or something. So she's probably going to be like one of the worst mythics to run, especially for ARO, unless you have however much and you're okay with running it. It's like, it's going to suck though, because even if you are running however many mythics and you do want to use her as somebody who can do some sort of offensive rushdown or something like that, you're not going to get too much utility out of that because she's not going to get any bonuses from her other mythics. I mean, she's a mythic herself, so it's like, she's not a blessed unit. And I feel like that's really going to screw her over in terms of where she'll be seen and what she can do. but it doesn't mean that she's an awful unit. It's just that she's not going to have a lot of that good viability elsewhere, I feel. Not even in her mode herself, she's not going to find herself too useful, unless you're okay with freeing up a mythic slot for that. But when you've got units like Air, Peony, Dagger, who else was released recently? I don't remember, but you get what I mean. You have a bunch of other mythics that you would rather want instead. Oh yeah, Mila too. It's just like they provide a lot more support, whereas Ullr does not. And that's going to be an issue for maybe some people. Maybe she can work out, but I feel like you would have to have a very particular squad to make it so that she can work out. Because she's going to be that offensive unit you would like to have. Probably as like a secondary that isn't your Omni tank. And I feel like just how Aether is right now, because I'm going to be honest, I'm just not having fun with it. And I know a lot of other people aren't right now. So when you have a lot of stuff that's like no legendary Sigurd or just all those high movement, high rush down builds, it's like you would want somebody with save, like a savior skill, like Brave Hector, for example, because you're dealing with a lot of units that are red and blue usually. So you'd probably want something along those lines to make sure that she doesn't end up dying. And that, you know, Brave Hector can just do whatever he needs to do. And I feel like that playstyle is so awful, and yeah, it's like that's kind of what we're shoehorned into, but if you don't have that, it's kind of just like whatever. So you're not really going to have too much success overall with Ullr like that. I feel it's just going to be pain, literally. But in terms of what she brings as a unit, it's pretty honest. It's not anything super groundbreaking, but you know what, it just works. And I think that's the point here, and it works out. And I mean, let's be honest, I don't think anybody else is going to be pulling for Ullr too much, only because of the fact that this is the mythic banner basically a week before Seaway L5 drops. But it's not like she's a terrible unit to pull for. It's just that why would anybody be pulling on this right now? It's a thing, which kind of sucks because it doesn't seem like she's a bad unit. It's just there's a lot of other good stuff coming up later, and I mean like in the next week or two. So it's not looking too hot for her, but I'm definitely excited to see at least the people that will end up like plus sending her just because they can. It's like, why not? This is a very interesting unit to finally see, so I'm very interested to see what her dialogue is going to be like, just beyond the fact that, I mean, well, she's a Crusader, and it's just like, maybe it'll give some insight into that. I mean, she won't be talking about Brigid or Edane, is that what they call her now? Yeah, so it's just like, whatever. But hey, we have a Crusader mythic finally, and that's really cool. And I'm very excited to see if they do more mythics in the future that aren't just Ullr. Let me know if you're going to be pulling on this banner, actually. I'm curious to see if anybody's actually going to pull on this, because, well, I know I won't, but I'm not pulling on CYL either, so I mean, it's whatever. But if you're pulling, let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you think of Ullr and the banner overall in the comments as well. If you like Ullr and you'd like to see more Crusaders, leave a like. And make sure you're subscribed to stay up to date with all my other videos. Really do appreciate you guys. And it's Val, and I will see you hopefully next time. Bye-bye.